How you guys doing? Good. So nice to talk to you guys here again. Yeah, I just did a Facebook live just now about Yijing. So how many of you here just now you actually watched my Facebook live just 30 minutes ago? Yeah, that's what I talk about Yijing, right? So now is me and all of you here. Now we're going to talk about a different topic right now. This one is about BaZi, right? I think that BaZi is one of the most popular system, yeah, in Chinese metaphysics, one of the most popular one. And I think that 95% of the people who actually learn Chinese metaphysics actually they start by learning BaZi first, right? Because why most of the people interested in BaZi, because it's something you can actually learn it very quickly, and you can actually derive a lot of information about yourself within the first 5 minutes time. And also I think this is probably one of the reasons that people are attracted to this BaZi system here. Right, so let me see all this comment here right now. Hi Ingrid, hi Cindy. So many of you here actually logging in. Good afternoon, good evening to all of you here. Yeah, thank you for joining in. And some of you are very new here. This is the first time you're attending our webinar. There's a chat box function on the right hand side, so where you can actually type on something. Where you can actually type on something on the chat box to communicate with me, so I know who you are, right? I can interact with you further. So that is the chat box on the right hand side, right? So in order to actually benefit from this session here, I need all of you here to actually take out you need to plot your BaZi chart, right? That's the first thing here. You need to plot your BaZi chart. So have you got your BaZi chart ready? Yes. Okay. So if you are new here, let me just see whether I can show you the link on this chart here. Okay, there you go. Right. So this is the link for the BaZi chart. BaZi plot joeyup.com/bz chart here. So this is the link. All you need to do is you need to key in your date of birth, and your time of birth and the gender, and you're good to go. Right, so this is the part that you actually need to actually do it first before we start this webinar. Okay, do it now. Okay, cool. So once you actually got this BaZi chart plotted out, so we can actually start. But first of all, I've been told that a lot of you here are very new to BaZi, right? So how many of you here are you consider yourself is a beginner whenever it's come to BaZi? Right, if you are beginner here, you are just starting to learn this, right? So type the word "me" in the chat box right now. Type the word "me." Yeah, on the chat box right now. Type the word "me" there. Let me see who you are. Okay, so a lot of you here actually is new. All right, good. So today, then you're in the right webinar, because today we're going to talk about a BaZi. We're going to share about BaZi knowledge from a beginner perspective, right? So if you're a beginner, this is something for you. And if you're intermediate or you're expert, you can see this as a refresh for you, or probably you can recap something you already know, right? Sometimes it's good, repetitive is the mother of success, right? So but the whole thing here is to get for someone very new to BaZi, right? So if you're very new to BaZi, let me just explain to you. BaZi is a Chinese astrology system. Yeah, this back in a while, like it already existed like 2,000 years ago, and these are the art that are able to help you to actually do three things, right? So first of all, you might actually want to know why you want to learn BaZi, right? What is the power of BaZi? Why so many people interested in learning BaZi? So let me tell you now. So the things that you can, or the benefits you can derive from BaZi actually comes down to three things, right? So these are the three pieces of information that you're able to know about BaZi. The first thing here, you can use BaZi to know more about yourself. Yeah, whenever we're talking about yourself, so which means that you're going to know about your talent, your character, your strength, what is your capacity in life, everything about you. Yeah, basically is about self-understanding. So don't you think self-understanding is very important, right? Because if you know yourself better, you can actually use yourself better, right? Let's say you know that you have talent in certain, right, in certain specific skill, or for example, like you're in sports or you're good in marketing, right? So don't you think that this is the thing? If you knew it earlier, you can actually harness your talent better. Let's say you know that you're someone very hot-tempered, right? So by that awareness alone, you can actually aware, and then you learn a better way to manage your emotion, right? So all mastery actually start from self-mastery. Don't you agree? All right. So therefore, this first part is very important. Understand everything about yourself, how you see yourself and your confidence level. How do you actually see your relationship, your finance, your career? That thing is very important. So self-mastery, if you're interested in self-mastery or a victory over oneself, then BaZi would be the great tools for you to use. That's the first thing. The second part about this BaZi system here is also if you're interested in life improvement. How many of you here want to become a better version of yourself? Type the word me here. I type the word me here. Okay. So, and if you type the word me right now, you can, at least I know that the reason you learn this is because you want to improve yourself. You want to increase your capacity. It could be your finance capacity. It could be your relationship, right? You want to actually have a fulfilling relationship, or you want a great health, right? So our life here, I would say that all our happiness, right, is actually come through progress, right? If you don't make progress in life, you're not going to be happy for a very long time, right? So this is the thing that you're going to actually you can use BaZi for this, right? I think a lot of people interested on this part, right? It's all about self-improvement. This is, I think that even me, the reason I learned BaZi is about this, right? So when I started to learn BaZi 7 years ago, I actually, when I started this, that time, the main reason I learned BaZi is I want to know what is my talent is and what I'm so good in doing, so I can use it to create more wealth in my life. Because during that time, I'm struggling financially, and then I need to actually make the everything. Basically, everything is not working well for me in terms of finance. So that's the purpose I learned BaZi, right? So here talking about the self-improvement part. And then the third part here, we're going to actually talk, the reason you learn BaZi here is also about future prediction, right? I think that a lot of people also interested on this part because you want to know what's going to happen to you in the future, right? What is the upcoming probable opportunities for you, right? Don't you think this is something that a lot of people are interested in? Whenever someone asks, when will I find my Mr. Right, right? Will I actually become rich in the future or not, right? So, or will I able to find the right job or not? So whenever someone asks this question here, they're actually asking you to predict, what likelihood will happen to them in the future. Right. So let me summarize again. There are three things. There's a three reasons why we learn BaZi. The first one here is on self-mastery. You want to understand yourself better. The second one, you are not only just want to understand yourself better, you want to expand your capacity, right? You want to become a better version of who you are. You want to actually maximize your potential. That's the second part. And then the third thing here, you also want to actually master the art of prediction, right? Don't you think prediction is cool? If you knew that next year you're going to lose your job, right? Would you take different action this year? Sure you do, right? Because you're going to plan differently. You have different strategy in your career. You start to build your network, So there's so many things you can do, right? So therefore, these are the three things that mainly all the practitioners using BaZi for. So if I ask you right now, among these three things I'm talking about, the first one about self-understanding, the second one talking about self-improvement, and then the third one talking about prediction. Which of these interests you the most? Yeah, the first one is self-mastery. The second one is self-improvement. The third one here is we are talking about the prediction. Yeah, type in the chat box. Okay, a lot of you here say prediction. It seems like a lot of us here not interested to improve ourselves, right? We rather want to know what is happening in the future. So there you go, right? So I think a lot of you here actually keying in either 2 or 3, right? Because it makes sense, right? Because a lot of us here actually already know who we are from the start, correct or not? I already know who we are, right? So not a lot of people want to know about themselves, but a lot of people actually either focus on these two things. As you've seen on the chat box right now, most of you here actually nominates either number 2 or number 3, right? Improvement and also prediction, right? So today we're going to actually talk about the part about prediction, right? Because this topic here, we are going to talking about the goal, right? The goal setting, because I know that the word goal setting actually is, everyone are using this word until it become a cliche, right? Like everyone will say that I already heard about this. I already heard about this 10,000 times, right? Whenever we mention the word goal setting. But a lot of people don't understand this word goal setting means. It just means that, you just write things down, right? It's not about that. Goal setting basically means that you are clear on what you want, and then you have a deadline, you committed to actually make that happen. Yeah, that is a commitment and discipline behind the goal setting, right? So I think that 90% of the people, they actually do a goal setting normally in the year end, right? Think about this, right? Whenever someone mentioned about New Year resolution, all those things, right? They always do it in the year end. Yeah. So because they think that January is a new beginning, right? Right. But let me ask you why you should do it at once only every year, right? If you look at all successful people, they don't do goal setting once a year, right? They do it every week, right? Or sometimes it's like every week, and then they actually have another goal for each month, and then the bigger one will be 1 year. So all this thing part here is very important, right? We don't do it once a year, because those people who do it once a year, very likely they're going to forget about their yearly resolution 2 weeks after that. Yeah, this happened to 95% of the people, right? So, but when we learn BaZi, we can actually use BaZi to guide us to actually write down certain goals you want to achieve, rather than we actually think what to do. So let BaZi actually have a directed or what we call a directed goal setting. So you're able to do something that align to the opportunity ahead. Don't you think this is more important? Right? At least you know that the direction you're heading to, or the goal that you actually set right now, actually will pave a better way to your future. Yeah, that's the whole purpose when we're able to combine goal setting and with BaZi. So give you additional information. They give you unfair advantage, because you already know, in future, what are the likelihood opportunity available. So you make your goals you write down your goals that align to that. Right? This is how you use the art of prediction, It's not about, can you predict what will happen to me in the future? No, right? Yeah, because if you think that way, that you want to predict in the future, which means that you are in a passive state. You think that time is the one prevent you from becoming rich. Yeah, that's why a lot of people always ask, like, when I'm becoming rich. I always tell them never, right? Until you do something about it, right? So start by what? Start by actually setting certain goals in life. So now, as we are speaking right now, we are in the month of September, right? So not so long after this, there'll be a next year already. Don't you think that this is a fertile time for us to actually get our acts together and then plan ahead of our life? Okay, so I saw that some of the comment here, someone say that is BaZi based on the birth date. All right, yes, it is. Right, so it's based on 3 criteria here. So the first one is your birth date, and then the second one is your birth time, and then the third one would be your gender, either male or female. Right, so once you key in these 3 pieces of information here, then you're good to go. Right, so today's session here is how do you actually merge the goal setting exercise and then with BaZi. Yeah, are you guys interested to do this? All right, so if you're interested and you to learn this, then you type the word yes in the chat box right now, so I can see your response, right? Because I cannot see you physically, so the only way I can gauge your emotion or how you feel right now is through the chat box. Okay, so if you're ready and you're excited to learn this, type the word yes in the chat box. Okay, I see a lot of yeses here. Very good. Right, so without wasting further time here, right, so let's get things started. For your beginner, if you're just joining in, I would remind you again, you need to get your BaZi chart ready before anything else. Okay, that one is important. Okay, since now we are talking about future, right, we want to align back what is the opportunity, and then we want to tie back to our goal setting. Then we are using the prediction side of BaZi. The prediction side, right? Because you want to know the future, right? What is the opportunity? So, and how do we do this here? There are so many goals you can set every year, right? You can set a financial goal, you can set a relationship goal, you can set a health goal, or maybe something, maybe a vacation goal, right? There's so many, or a family goal. So let's start with, because there's so many of it, so let's start with one first, right? So let's start with this. Let's look at the wealth first, right? So would you guys want to know what is your wealth opportunities for 2021? Right. So if you knew it, you don't. If you have more opportunity during that time, then you can actually plan ahead right now. You don't wait until December to plan out, because in order to reap for opportunity for next year, you need to get prepared. You need to get ready first. Okay. So now, all of you here, I want all of you here to take out your parter chart right now. Take it out. I want to teach you how do you see wealth opportunities for next year, and then you need to actually plan something right now already. Okay, so once you take it out, right, let me just show a sample chart on screen. Okay, a sample parter chart here. Okay, so there you go. There's a sample parter chart, right? So this is a sample chart, so which means that you need to use your own chart. So this chart here is just for me to explain to you, right? This is not your chart, by the way. So you need to refer back to your own chart. So now let's talk about the first aspect. Yeah, that I see that is very, very important, and which is the topic about wealth, right? If you look at the current situation right now, a lot of people actually losing their job, and then a lot of people will have very uncertain about the economy outlook, right? People don't know what is the direction, whether they want to start a business or not. There's so many uncertainty there. So now, right now, let me use so-called a one-year prediction technique here to help all of you here to see what is your wealth outlook for 2021, right? So how do we see this? So first of all, when you the first step here, you need to know one thing. Yeah, you need to know your day master, right? So let me just share with you where is your day master is. So let me just write. So this would be your day master. Okay, so this one would be your day master. You need to know this. So now, how do you know, if you want to know about yourself, this is the element you need to look for, right? But today, we are not talking about our self-understanding. Yeah, we are talking about opportunity in life, right? So now we are talking about wealth. Wealth for 2021 opportunities. Right. So now, how do we actually look at this here? There are two elements that governs wealth opportunity in 2021. Right. So I already drew the calculation for you. The first one here is fire. Okay. All right. So I want all of you here to check your chart. Do you have fire element or not? Okay. So if you don't know, don't worry. I'm going to share with you how do you do it. Okay, let me see here. Let me just draw it again. The first element is fire. And then the second one here is wood. So how many of you here have wood or fire in the chart? All fire. This is 2021 wealth opportunities. Okay, if you discover that you have fire or wood in the chart, I want you to look at here. Only this part only. Okay, you look at here. Okay, okay, a lot of you here have, some of you have both, some of you have either one, right? So it's fine. You don't need to have both to qualify for this. All you need just one of it. Okay, but you have both is good. So, and now let's look at this chart here. Even you don't know Chinese, we actually printed out the English here. You see the word fire here? Right, there's a fire here, right? Okay, it's cool. So now then, do you see a wood here as well? Okay, so which means that this chart have fire and then this chart also have wood. Okay, so now I want all of you here to actually look at your own chart right now, then look for fire or wood element, right? So this is the one that you need to look at. So where do you look for this? So let me just draw the boundary for you. You only look for this part. Only these boundaries. You see, I draw the blue rectangle here. So only within this boundary, you can look for this piece of information. Okay, so now look at your chart right now, and then let's use 30 seconds here to check your chart. Do you have fire or wood element? Yeah, do it now. Okay, Rowie House say that you have both, right? Okay, good. Yeah, it's good to have both. Even you have one is considered good, right? Why? Because this one represents wealth opportunities for 2020. Okay, Mary Chin asks, is it means within the natal chart? The answer is yes. Okay. All right. So now, how many of you here have both? Type the word both. If you have fire only, type the word fire. If you have wood only, type the word wood. Yeah, type it there. If you have none, type the word none. Okay, this reading here is for 2021. Okay, this is not a static reading. This is a dynamic reading. This reading only applicable for 2021. Wow, I see a lot of you here have both elements. That is good. Cool. Right? So if you have this, which means that if you have either of this element, which means in 2021, you have a lot of opportunity to create wealth for yourself. Yeah, this is what it means. Are you happy with this? Okay, once you know this, right? So I think all of you here actually got this information here. So then it's fine. So now let me give you some details here so you can write down your goals better, right? By just knowing your wealth opportunity alone doesn't help you to actually fine-tuning your goals, right? You need more detailed information about this. So how do we do this? So, and now I want you to identify, because I just asked you to look for wood or fire, right? These are the two elements I asked you to look for. Now I want you to locate where are these wood or fire located. Is it in the year pillar? This is the year pillar. Or is it in the month pillar? Why is called month? Because here you see there's a word month here, right? So, or is it in the day pillar? Or is it in the year pillar? Sorry, in the hour pillar, finally. So it's either year, month, day, or hour. We want to check right now. The second step here is what to qualify whether this where this wood or fire resides into. It could be more than one pillar. Some of you have it in all the columns. Okay, all right. So which means that a lot of opportunities for you. So you cannot get distracted, right? You must be focused on which one you want to use. Okay, cool. I think all of you here roughly know, how to look for this, right? Okay, once you're able to actually discover this piece of information, then the next thing here is you want to know what does it mean. Okay, let's start with the year first, right? So let's start with the year. How many of you here discovered that you have wood or fire elements in the year pillar? Type the word year right now. If you discover it's in the year. Right, type the word year right now. I want to see who you are. The year pillar. Okay, a lot of you here in the year. All right. So if you have it in the year, which means that one thing, right? If you have it in the year, it means that, hold on, let me just stop this slide first. It means that one thing, right? If you have in the year pillar, basically means that your wealth source or where you can make all this money is you need to actually go out and make some friends for next year, because your wealth is come from who you know or your new network. That's where you actually able to discover certain great deals, or maybe business opportunities or meet the right people. So if it's in the year, it's all about network. So if you're writing down your goals right now for 2021, or even you want to start right now, what would be your goal looks like? Tell me. Yeah, you need to write down something like this, right? I'm going to meet, or you are committed to meet three new people every week. Does it make sense? Right? You don't wait until 2021 you want to do it now, because you need time to actually build a network So you need to commit yourself. Since you know that the wealth is in the year pillar, either the wood or fire, then you need to actually work on this now in the month of September. All right, so you need to draw out your goal, your plan right now, and you need to execute right now already. Make sense? Is it useful for you or not? Yeah, very useful. Right now, you write down the goal. Let's say you say I committed to meet 3 new people every single week, and I'm going to continue this from now onwards. That's one. Okay, if your year pillar have fire or wood element. Okay, so everyone, okay so far now, is it too complicated for you, or everyone is clear? Yeah, type it in the chat box right now. Are you clear or not? How we set the goal setting here? Yeah, if you understood what I just said just now, type the word yes. So before I continue, I need to ensure that you understand. Okay, all right, clear, right? Now you know what goals to write. Okay, now if your fire or wood element falls into or resides in the month pillar, so if it's a month pillar, then your goal will be different. Your goal is to learn a new skill for your work, so you can actually perform better in 2021, right? So which means that if in the month, your wealth come from your performance in work, yeah, or business, right? So if you're actually working for someone else, you must plan right now what skills you need to improve right now, so you can benefit or you can contribute better in your work in 2021. Yeah, you need to ask yourself this question already right now, if it's in the month pillar. So if you're running your own business, so this is a time for you to actually ask yourself, yeah, what are the new things or the new product or services I can create in 2021? And you should plan right now. Right? So because the month pillar is represent your career, and also it could represent your business. So something new must come out from you if you want to benefit from this. So how many of you here, your wood or fire is in the month pillar? Yeah, type the one me. Type the word me in the chat box. Now you know what type of goal you should set. Okay, all right. So many me here. So now you know what type of things, right? You can set a goal. What skill I should learn to actually contribute for 2021, because 2021 your skill are needed. Yeah, you can be a main contributor to your business, and return from that you might get promotion, you might get rewarded, you might get bonus. So must focus on that more. So don't you think BaZi give you this sort of clarity, right? So and then just I'll ask a question. Is sub-chi counted or not? Yes, as long as in the chart, in the natal chart, within the natal chart, everything can be considered. All right. So this to answer just our question. Okay. So yeah, this is how we use BaZi. Yeah, interesting, right? Yeah. So it's not hard. Yeah, but it's life-changing. Yeah, this is what I do every year to plan for next year. Now you know it earlier. The earlier you knew it, and if you take action fast, then the faster you get the results. Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay, all right. So now the third one here would be in the day pillar. Remember just now there are a total of 4 pillars here. So we just spoke about the year pillar and the month pillar. Now let's move on to the day pillar. So if you have excluded your day master, so if you have any wood or metal there, then you look at that, you can see, whether you have these opportunities or not, right? So, and Joanne asked, is it 2020 and 2021? This is for 2021. Okay, all right, because now we're already in September, right? We almost we already reached to the end of 2020 already. So we are now, this exercise here is to set goal you can do right now, so you can get the opportunity in 2021. All right. So I hope this clear your confusion, Joanne. And so you can actually look at the whole pillar. So someone asked, can I actually use the day master as well? Yes, look at everything, right? You can look at everything, including the day master. Okay, so you look for what element? You look for the wood, the same wood, either wood or fire. Okay, all right. So if it's on the day pillar, this one talking about one thing here, talking about you can actually think about a home-based business, or probably a side gigs. Okay, for 2021 for you. So it's either a home-based business or side gigs. These are the area you can generate more wealth for you. Okay, how many of you here in the day pillar? Type the word me. Yeah, this is for you. Right? You might ask, is it included hidden stamp? Included whatever. Everything is included as long as within the chart. Remember, I actually draw the blue rectangle, right? So if you have it in the day, then you must think about what? Yeah, what are the home-based business or side gigs, right? You can actually develop right now so you can reap benefits during 2021. And let me remind again, all of you here again, you must not start on next year, January. You should start now. Right, so because it needs time to build something, so the moment you have something actually can be if it has something tangible already, then the moment you reach 2021, then you're already able to reap those benefits. Okay, all right. So and Su Ling Tan asked, Ting fire can be counted or not? Any fire, right? So Ting fire, yes, and also Yang fire, right? So is okay. All right, so. Harvard Wong say Bazi consultation. Yes, it could be, right? If in a day, maybe you can consider actually learn Bazi and then develop this as your side gigs. Cool? Right? Don't you think this gives you more clarity and more so-called hope and energy for 2021 or not? Right? Rather than praying, when everything will be end, all these things here, right? So Bazi actually help everyone here to become more proactive in actually creating the life that they desire. So this is one of the techniques that I hope that I'm able to benefit every one of you here through this webinar here. Okay, so we just spoke about 3 pillars just now, right? The year, the month, and the day. So now finally, we need to actually look at the hour pillar, the final pillar, the hour pillar. So the hour pillar, if you have fire or wood in the hour pillar, these are the time you should pay attention to. How do you invest your money, right? Because whenever we're talking about wealth, right? So one part is about making money, right? Making money is through your job and through your business. So once you're able to make the money, so the second part, can you save the money or not, right? Are you able to have some remains of the money you're making, right? The third part, the final part here is based on the money you are saving. So can you actually invest or not? So which means growing your money. Don't you think this is important? Because you cannot work for your whole life, right? Because as we get older, right, so do our energy will actually reduce, right? We get weaker and weaker. So therefore, we must actually learn how to invest while we are young, right? So which means if you're able to do it while you're young, the moment you hit like 40 and 50 years old, at least you're financially secure, right? You don't work for money anymore. You might still working, but you don't work for money. Don't you think it's a great life to have, right? So, and then you have less stress even. Right, so therefore, if you actually discover that if you have a fire or wood element in the hour pillar, then these are the great year for you to focus on learn how to grow your money, or what we call investment. Yeah, focus on that part because you see a lot of opportunity actually presented to you in the form of investment for you. Okay, I just covered all these 4 pillars here. So, and do you like this information so far? Will it make you more hopeful, more clear on what you need to do in the near future? And if you like this information, right? If you like this information, yeah, feel free to actually share with your friends or someone you love. So the information doesn't stop here. You can actually pay it forward, right? You can actually help more people and give them more clarity. Okay, cool. So now why I choose about wealth, right? Because this is the topic that a lot of people asking, and this is a cause to a lot of problems right now. Okay, all right. So I think some of you didn't catch it just now. Let me just do a quick summary here. There are 4 pillars, right? There are 4 pillars: year, month, day, and hour. So first of all, you need to look which pillar contains either fire or wood element. Yeah, so if you contain these 2 elements, which means that in 2021, you have wealth opportunity available to you. Okay, so if it happened in the year talking about who you know. So which means that you must learn how to make more friends right now. Yeah, the year represent that part, your network, who you know. So which means that your network is equivalent to your net worth. If you want to double up your net worth, you need to double up your network. That's what it means. That one is for the year, right? So, and then the second pillar here is the month. So you have it in the month, your wealth source actually coming through your work, right? So, and this is the one that you actually able to, you must know how to upgrade your skill, right? Because next year you might get promotion or you're able to perform better, right? If you don't have the right skill, then you might losing out, right? So if it happen in a year and it happen in a month, then you should actually focus on your skill, developing your skill. You need to ask yourself a question like, what can I learn, right? How can I become more productive than I am right now? What my company needs right now? Yeah, like right now, everyone go through this pandemic, right? So you need to ask the question, what do my boss really needs right now? What really needs to get done right now? Which project is the most important, right? Start to look into that direction, right? Because you already know that I would say that the path leading to 2021, your success will become through your career or your work or your business. All right. So if the third one here, is it in the day pillar? So this one got to do with your home-based business. So which means that you must ask yourself, what else skill I can learn so I can do side gigs? Like some of the students just now pointed out about learning parser to become a parser coach. That one would be a good one, right? So, and then the fourth one here would be the hour pillar. The hour pillar here is about investment. So you must focus on investment, right? Investment, and then learn how, if you don't know how to invest yet, learn how to do it and learn how to save money, because 2021 is a great year for you to focus on that, right? Because even it's a great year doesn't mean you make money on all your investment deal, right? But it gives you opportunity. But if you learn the knowledge, you know what you are doing, then it will give you extra boost in 2021. Okay, right? So these are the part that this is for you. So let's see some of the question here. Okay, we say that in the case that if I find the wood and fire in the month pillar of my friends, why you want to find in the month pillar of your friends? I don't understand your question. Yeah, but if they are unemployed, how to answer them? Okay, so if you're in the month and on the month represent career, right? If they're unemployed, right? So which means that they need to learn a new skill to make them employable, right? Remember the month pillar represent a skill, right? So if someone is unemployed and you discovered, then you need to make them employed first, right? So learn some skill, right? There must be a reason that no one employing them, right? Maybe they don't have necessary skill. So the first step for your friend here, Wei, is to tell them, learn a good skill first, right? So they can perform better in their job if they get employed moving forward. Okay, Simona say, I have it in the 4 pillars. What is more favorable, heavenly stem, earthly branch, or hidden stem? Doesn't matter. If you have it, means you have it, right? There doesn't matter where it's in the heavenly stem, earthly branch, or hidden stem. It doesn't matter. Okay, Chiu Chin Chiu say, if have all, how to better focus on which pillar, right? Focus the one that you're currently doing. That one is the one you're already doing. Let's say right now you're already doing a lot of investment, and then now you have 4 pillars to choose from, right? So follow the one that you are currently focusing on right now. Silverly asks, is have fire in the hour pillar, right? Is it means that can earn by selling investment property in 2021, right? It doesn't represent specific property that you own. It's just talking about opportunity available to you, right? So you still need to actually make the right decision, right? It doesn't mean that you buy everything will make money. It doesn't. Yeah, but your opportunities are much more better than those who don't have these 2 elements, the fire or wood. Okay, you still need to learn the subject. Okay, all right. So let's see. Any other question? Help you. I think I answered all this question already. So this one is about wealth element, right? So there's the first thing. The second one here is, let's say now you know that a lot of our success actually come through other people, right? So which means that they're in certain point in life, there are someone, you know, in our that actually cross our path, that help us, you know, to bring us up to get to the next level, right? It could be your client, it could be your boss, it could be your colleagues, right? So there's so many of them. So we actually call these people helpful people, right? So when we also want to know in 2021, you know, would you able, or do you have the chance to actually find noble people or not? Yeah, don't you think this is important, right? If you knew it, then which means that you get a lot of help. So I would say that you can start to look for all these so-called available resources during that year. So how do we actually identify this? How do you know that you have this noble people luck in 2021 or not? Do you want to learn or not? Okay, all right. So now I want you, the technique is like this. So now we want to actually look at the noble people. I want you to look at this one here. Okay, this is what we call the day master. Okay, so the one that actually have more chances to meet noble people for 2021, there are 3 of them. So let me just write it down here. Yang Wood is one. Yang Metal. And then also the last one here is Yang Earth. 3. So how many of you here, your day master is belong to one of this? Either is Yang Wood, Yang Metal, or Yang Earth. I mean here. Check on your chart. Yeah, check your chart. Do you have a Yang Wood, a Yang Metal, or Yang Earth or not? If you have, if your day master contain one of this, so which means that next year is a year that about you can seek for help, right? If you look for funding, you can look for certain approval. You need to look for resources, you know. So this year that a lot, as long you have a proposal, attractive proposal, people will interested on helping, right? So a lot of people mistaken like a noble people means that suddenly someone just approach you and help you. It doesn't happen that way, right? So noble people means that first of all, you need to have value first, right? You need to have value first. Where you can contribute. For example, like if you know that if you, let's say you want to have funding on your project, don't you think you need to have a great proposal first, or irresistible proposal? So which means that people willing to invest on your project, right? So if you have this element here, which means that next year is a great year for you to get help, to seek for funding, or you seek for investor, or any help that you want to actually make your dreams come true. Yeah, these are the 3 elements here. So if you have this, then you can plan, you know, maybe you want to start a so-called a project that pitch investor, you know, or get someone help to help you to build the empire. All these things here would become from this 3-day master. All right. So how many of you here doesn't belong to these 3? Tell me. Type the word me right now. I know you're not happy right now. Yeah. Then you might ask, right? Why me, right? How many of you here doesn't belong to a Yang Wood or Yang Metal or Yang Earth? On the day master, type the word me. So you're not part of the nobleman group, right? Okay, there's a lot of you. Yeah, I know how you feel right now. Yeah, so maybe right now you're not too happy, right? You're asking why me, right? Yeah. So and if you actually you're not belong to this nobleman group. So let me share with you, you know, a backup plan for you. Okay. So I want you to look at not only on the day stamp, I want you to look at the month, year, and hour. Can you look for this for me? Right, so the bottom part you cannot look. Okay, this one no. Yeah, so don't get too creative, right? I'm only asked you to look for how many. There are only 4 here. Just look for here. So now you have 4 boxes you can compare to. Is there any of these boxes have yang wood, yang metal, and yang earth or not? Yeah, this is the last chance. If you discover you have it either on this one, then it will be good. Wow, I now I see a lot of me here, right? So let me see another. Let me use another chart here. Okay, all right. So let me clear this. Okay, if you see at this chart here, do you see a yang metal here? Yeah, this chart got right. So this chart got. Let me use another chart here. I want to show you a few examples so you know how to do this. Okay, this chart also have one, also have another one here, right? There are 2. Remember, there are 3 elements that represent noble people. So this chart here also have this another one that actually help you to look for noble people. So this person have how many? 2. Okay, if you don't have it, you don't have, even after I explain, you can look for these 4 here, you still don't have it, then too bad. Right? This 2021, you need to actually work harder. So, but because you see, your success not necessarily need to get help from other people, right? You still can work harder. So don't get too demotivated by this, because maybe 2022 you have more, right? So this only talking about 2021. Okay, so now, how many of you here have 2? Okay, how many of you here have 4 out of 4? Yeah, we start with the most one. How many of you have 4 out of 4? Which means that all the 4 on top here also is belong to either yang wood, yang metal, or yang earth. Okay, no 4 out of 4. Okay, how about 3 out of 4? Okay, all right. 3. Wow, a lot of you here 3 out of 4. Okay, good. Yvonne is 3 out of 4. Very good. Okay, so some of you have 2, some of you have 1. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so now why I want to ask you this here is like this, right? I want you to actually, I want to teach you the internal, external here. So let's say you discovered that your nobleman is on here, right? You see, this is 2 is the nobleman stuff for 2021. You can actually, okay, hold on, let me draw it again. I use another color so it's easier for you. Let's say I draw a line here, right? So in this example here, don't you think these 2 are the noblemen? So this one belong to the day and hour. This one represent internal. Right, so you discover here. So if your nobleman is belong on the month or the year, this one talking about external. Okay, why this important? Let's say your nobleman you discovered appear on the internal. Internal means that either day or the hour, which means that your nobleman, right? Your nobleman here actually belongs to one thing. It belongs to maybe your close friend, your family members, your relatives, or maybe your staff. So these are the part is about the internal. That's where you get all these helpful people. So if your nobleman actually have it in the external, either the month or the year, so your nobleman will actually come through in a form from your work. It could be your colleague, it could be your boss, or also could be your external network. So if it happen in the month or the year. Easy? So what I just did just now is to refine your goal setting. So now you know where to look for these people, the direction. Okay, so I just break it down for the internal. On the hour or day, or the external will be the month and the year. Okay, everyone clear so far? So if you have question, you type it on the chat box right now. I can actually answer your question. Okay, some of you mentioned that you have both, right? You have both. You can actually look for both, right? It's happening on both direction for you. Okay, so this is the second thing you want to write down on your goal setting. Yeah, you need to write down the goal, right? Now the second goal here is about seeking for help, or seeking for investor, seeking for funder. Yeah, this is where you're going to actually look for this. Okay, now if you have any question, type in the chat box right now so I can actually attend your question if you don't understand this. Okay, Mary asks, what if zero Nobleman? Zero Nobleman means that in 2021, there might not be so much help offered to you, but it doesn't mean it's a bad year, right? So it's a great year for you to become better yourself and then put more effort on the work you're doing. Then you can become successful as well. Okay, doesn't mean it's bad. Okay, Hero asked that if a day master having a clash with the wealth element, isn't it? Okay, first of all, the day master that clash with the wealth element, it doesn't mean it's bad, because the element your self element is automatically your wealth is the element that you counter, right? So which means that it's already a clash element. So if it's not clash, it's not your wealth, right? So the thing here is don't worry about that, right? So it doesn't mean it's bad. Any element that you counter is your wealth element, right? Counter mean already a clash, right? If it's not a clash, it's not considered a wealth element, right? I think you get what I meant. Okay, so and Cynthia Lau asked a question here. Is the hidden stem included? No, this technically the hidden stem are not included. You just need to look at the 4 heavenly stem only on top. Okay, all right. So this second technique nobleman here only apply at the top. Whereby just now on the wealth I discussed earlier, that one, yes, you can look at everywhere in the chart. Yeah, but for this nobleman technique, you only need to look for the top 4 heavenly stem. Okay, let's see what is the... Okay, Mei-Ling Lee say that if nobleman is external, COVID season now. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't stop you from making connection, right? You still can use online. Like while I'm talking to you right now, am I talking to external people? Yes, right? There are so many ways we can do it, something like that, right? No need to really meeting the person physically, right? If I'm actually talking to you right now, don't you think all of you here is my external group? Mei-Ling? Okay, so yeah, we this is how you actually work on the chart, right? So which means that you need to actually make more network. Does the COVID prevents you to make more connection on your LinkedIn network or not? It doesn't stop you, right? Do that. Yeah, if it's on the external. Okay, Kamian's Han asks, when you talk about help, is it just funding or any kind of help? So generally, noblemen actually refer to any kind of help. So you also can talking about meeting the right people or meeting the right staff, right? And also probably finding the right doctor. That one is also a nobleman. Okay, all right. So let's see. Okay, Marco Hanoko say, if the day master counted the month and the year, which one shall I refer? Well, we don't look into clash, right? So don't get ourselves confused on that. Now the topic here is not about clashing. If this clash is, what does it mean? Yeah, that one is out of the topic. So we don't discuss about that until we talk about that topic in the future, right? So otherwise, then we're going to go to so many different directions, and then it lost the whole purpose of this webinar here, right? So let's focus on the current one. Right, there are only 4 heavenly stem. All you need to do just to look for whether you have yang wood, your yang metal, or is a yang earth there or not. How hard does it get? Right, that's it. Right, don't actually try to confuse ourselves with more information. All right. Yes, let me ask you. Right, life is simple or very complicated. Now, if you think life is complicated, then it'll be really, really complicated for you. Then you add a lot of all this formula, right? So if you think life is simple, actually life is simple, right? How simple it is. Just look for these 3 elements, whether it's belong in your chart, either yes or no. And you know that those people, that are happy, their thought actually is very simple, right? Who is the one that normally get depressed? Complicated people, because they're too smart. They tends to question everything, and the moment someone actually questions everything in their life repeatedly, consistently, they'll fall into depression. Okay, all right. So probably our goal for 2021 here is about simplicity. This is the one here. More. That's why you see all the great master. I look at all the great BaZi practitioner. The way they interpret the chart, very, very simple, surprisingly. Right? Sometimes I ask them, right, how do you actually derive this analysis? It's so good. And then just tell me, because it's fire, this is good. Therefore, that's how I read the chart. Just simple like that. Right? So more complicated doesn't mean you are more better than other people, Right? That's why I see a lot of people that they're reading the chart. The great one I'm talking about, the really great one, is a very simple way of reading the chart. Sometimes it boils down to just 5 elements. But those complicated ones, they look at DE, they look at hidden stem clash, they look at combined destruction. That one, they think too complicated already. Right? That's why they cannot act upon it. That's how it works. Okay, Mei-Ling Lee asks, how do I identify right nobleman? You don't identify right nobleman, right? You be the right person so that you deserve the help. That's the thing here, right? So don't ask, they're not designed, they're not sent from the heaven to help you one, So you might need to ask yourself, are you deserve to be helped or not? What value you can in return give to this nobleman, right? Ask this question, right? If you just, the moment you meet them, you say, am I the right one or not? It seems like you're entitled for help. Don't do that. Right? So have a different mentality. Ask yourself, how can I be the right person? So every time I meet a nobleman, they're willing to help me. How do you become the right person? Right? Very simple, right? Add value. What value can give back to this nobleman? Right? If there's a value of exchange, then they're interested to talk to you. Okay? Mei-Ling Lee. Okay, all right. So now then this is let's talk about, I think I answered most of your question here. So let's talk about another thing here. Another thing here is about in your chart in 2021, right? In 2021, there will be a so-called changes, big changes will going to happen on a lot of people, especially whenever people concerning right now would be a lot got to do with their career. Right, the career will be one of the main concerns. So, and there are, let me just give you, there are certain animal signs, that are susceptible to career change for next year. Okay, for next year. So there are 2 of it. So let me write down here. The first one is goat, and then the second one is horse. These are the 2 animal signs. Okay, so I want you to look back at your chart right now for 2021. This one, for 2021. So let's say this is your chart. I want you to look at your chart on the month. Do you have goat or do you have horse or not? Check your chart first. Okay, some of you have a horse, all right? So some of you might have a goat, right? So these are the 2. So whenever you discover that you have these 2 animal sign there, so for 2021, your career might not be so stable, right? There's an instability in your career, right? So the moment you know that your career is not so stable, right? What you should do, right? Don't you think one of your goal for right now is you want to become one of the most important person in the company, right? So make it so hard for them to fire you. Don't you think it's a good one? It's one of your goal, right? Or maybe you want to involve in a very, very important project in a company. That project will last for like several years. maybe it's like a 3 years project, right? If you involve heavily on long-term project and they need you, then there will be it reduce the chances for instability in your in your career, right? Or is it possible like this year is a great year for you to actually look into making more network? If that is a chance that you got retrenched, let's say there's a chance for you to got retrenched, is it better because you have made a lot of strong network, you actually have plenty of job offer available to you? Is it one of the strategies you should plan for yourself? All right, so these are the things that you can actually look into. If your month you discover there's a good and horse, of course there's some instability, but it doesn't mean you're going to get retrenched, right? Yeah, although it's just one of the possibility, but not every time you got retrenchment. Yeah, so which means that there'll be some chaos or volatility or some instability in your job, right? Or even business, right? So like Kamian's Han say, what if you're a business owner? So business owner, you need to actually relook at your business model, right? Probably the economic changes or the customer life change that make that they no longer need your service. So you must actually need to find a way or innovate something to remain relevant, right? So the keyword here, the keyword here is relevant. Yeah, you must remain relevant because at any of these element here, good or horse, talking about either your career or your business is not so stable, right? So you need to make a change and embrace the change, then you become better, right? So these are the one for you. So this is not meant to frighten you, but it's more on help you to actually get prepared for 2021. Right? Don't worry, everyone will get a fair chance on this, right? So even you have goat and hawks, wait until 2022 or 2023, right? Sure, there will be a time, right, that there will be changes happening, right? So we only look at the month for now. Okay, so this is the thing here. So Lily Chan say that what if a uni student pursuing the course, right? So which means you're not working yet. So this one doesn't affect your job, doesn't affect your business. It may actually talking about this person might change their interest or they no longer like the subject they're studying anymore on 2021. This is to answer Lily's question because she's asking, what if still a person is a uni student pursuing a course, right? So that's the answer for you. Okay, so Jun Lee Lee asked, can the change also be better? Yes, it always can be better, right? If you take action early, right, you become so invaluable to the company, you can actually turn, right, this so-called instability into your advantage. Okay, so this is the thing here that you actually need to look for when you want to do a so-called a small, I would say a yearly prediction to actually to set your goal for 2021. All right. I hope this information here give you some clarity on what to do for 2021 moving forwards. So do you committed to actually write down your goals or not after this session here? Right? Plan something, right? So the moment you write something down, you're more clear on your goal and very likely going to pursue it, right? So the whole goal of BaZi here is like this, right? Never stop reading a BaZi without actually convert it into certain action plan, right? Because reading BaZi is just one part. I know a lot of people, they just read the chart for fun and then they entertain themselves. Sometimes they make themselves depressed, right? But sometimes they stop there, right? So in order to benefit from BaZi, there are two steps, right? One step here is to understand the information, and then the second step here is even more important. How do you convert this information into action plan and do it? Yeah, that's how the BaZi can change your life, right? So these are the part I'm going to share. You can learn from this kind of webinar. Okay, cool. So I know that there are a lot of people ask about, what to expect for 2020, 21. What is your career is good? What industry is good? Even though I have all these horse in the chart or the monkey in the chart and everything, how can I make it better? Do you guys want to learn all this, right? Like Hero asked, what is a career good for 2021, right? What kind of luck I can create despite my BaZi chart don't have it? Don't you think this is an important question to ask? So if you want to learn all of this here, this one is you can actually combine BaZi with Qimeng and all this knowledge here to actually make 2021 a great year for you. Right? Of course, I cannot cover every single thing in this 1 hour webinar here, but I can show you a path, right? If you want to learn, right? So, and then this one here, I'm excited to share with you, Dr. Joey, we're going to actually conduct a special program, right? A special program. Let me just show you what it is. If you're interested, this one is dedicated for 2021. This is what we call the Thrive 2021, right? Come with your dreams and live with a plan. So this one is a live stream program, and this happened on 7 to 9 November 2020. And this is we conduct this via live stream, so you can attend this via online. And so all of you here, no matter where you are, you can actually connect to this. And Dr. Joey himself will actually share with you how do you thrive in 2021 by combining multiple systems, right? You can use Qimeng, you can use BaZi. The more importantly is how do you make the best of 2021, despite you might not have the necessary element in the BaZi chart, but there's always a way to turn around it, right? So if you're interested, this is the path that I suggest you to do it. And these are if you're interested for this 3 days program, so this you only need to invest 197, right? So think about this, right? If you divide this into 3, right, how much does it cost, right? So this is an opportunity of a lifetime, and the seats are limited right now. So if you're interested to join us on Thrive 2021, which you're going to learn this on November. Why November? Because you need some time to make preparation, right? You don't want to learn this only on next year. You want to do it a year before. Right, so I would say the first week of November will be the great one. So these are the chance for you, to actually learn the wisdom and the experience of how Dr. Joey used Chinese metaphysics to help him and his client, to thrive in every year. Okay, so if you're interested, right, let me show you. This is the link here. This link here is as shown on the screen, or you can click on the offer button on the right hand side. There's a blue button there. You click the enroll now button and you're good to go, right? So right now there are 20 units available. So if you're interested, and then you can actually click on it and then to enroll for this program here, right? So I hope you actually take this opportunity, to learn this from the master himself, right? Because he only teach this once for Thrive 2021. And some of you here might actually thinking, right, is there a replay for this or not? Mark, is there any replay for this? So we might not, don't know yet. Okay, all right. So which means that we cannot actually promise anything yet, but it's good for you to attend this live, right? Because it's just once a year. I would say to attend this live, and I'm sure that you're able to benefit from this program tremendously. Right. So despite the year is good or bad, if you understand your chart and you know how to actually learn from it, then you can thrive, in whenever year you're in. So, and Yong Yo-Fu asks, is this webinar live? Yes, it's a live stream. So it's going to actually sign this for live. Right. So this one is a live stream, right? So you're going to teach this for live stream, right? Online. So we're going to see him live on the screen, like how I talk to you right now. Okay. All right. So, sorry? Yamo. Okay. So someone asked, do I get the personal Thrive report or not? The answer is yes. So if you sign up now, you can actually get the personal Thrive report where you will get all the detailed analysis. What is the good dates for the whole year? Right? Don't you think it's good? So you can plan your activities ahead. So the Thrive report is not for sale, right? But if you actually decided to join us on this Thrive 2021 at just a very a small fees of 197, you will get the Thrive report as well. Okay, so some of you say that I'm stuck in the PayPal page. All you need to do is just to click on the term and condition checkbox. Once you click on it, then you can able to proceed, right? This is to answer Camian's Han question. All right. So, and then just to let you know, yeah, this offer doesn't last very long. If you want to still secure this for 197, you better do it now. Okay, I see a lot of you here already signed up. This is good. So yes, I'm looking forward to actually seeing you there as well on this program here. Wow, I see so many of you here actually signing up. Okay, it's good. Right, so I know that a lot of you here stuck. You just click on the chat box button to secure the seat. Okay, all right, cool. So thank you. Yeah, thank you for joining me on this webinar here. I hope that the information I share with you today will help you to have more clarity and more energy for you to plan your goal, right, for 2021. Right. So just let me remind you again, learning Chinese metaphysics need not to be complicated, right? Because the most profound things in life is actually very, very simple. Don't you think so? Right? Wisdom is simple. If you lack of wisdom, you try to make things more complicated, right? So I hope that one way or another, by learning Chinese metaphysics, will actually lay a path for you to find fulfillment and success in life, right? So till then, yeah, I'm going to see you again, hopefully in the next webinar. Until then, I hope all of you here have a prosperous and healthy life ahead. I'm Iverson. Keep in touch.